Hello, I am Beowulf, and I think it's about damn time I start talking about axes. Because I love them axes. I like them big asses. The big axe, the ones that just BAM in your face. But now, a little bit seriously, the axe is probably my favorite type of weapon. Now, the classification of an axe varies between person to person. Many people would never call this an axe. They would call this a hatchet. Now, in my opinion, a hatchet is just a subcategory of axe. Just like a sword, there's the katana, the Zweilander, the saber, the rapier, the xiphos, all these different types of swords, but they're all swords. They're all subcategory of swords. I say the same thing with axes. There's the Dane axe, there's the tomahawk, and there's a pole axe. There's many different types of axes, but they're all axes. This is a short one-handed axe, my orc axe, mostly made just to look badass. As you can see through the carvings and the shape of the axe. It's also very not refined. That's right, refined, that's a word. It's not refined, so it looks brutal, it looks orcish, it's awesome. But what I really like about this axe is this part right here. The part where I can have this nice little handle at the end so it doesn't slip. I can do this all day and never worry about letting go unless I get really tired or messed up. Now, I have 4 axes that I love. This is the most expensive one I had. It was about $140. It was handcrafted, and I love it. And it made me fall in love with the axes, just by the versatility of the handle and just the badassery of it. My second axe is this. This is a far different axe. As you can see, there's no thing on the end, but the handle is thinner and it moves faster in my hand than others. Plus, as you can see, the beard is completely different than this one. This one covers none of my hand and has a far denser head than this one. This one I would say is more proper for a battle. I can hook, I can bash, and I can throw much easier than with this one. And as you can see, there are different ways of people making an axe. This is an unconventional axe head, in my opinion. Most axes are not made this way. But there are historical examples of them doing this. I was talking to a blacksmith, and he said this is the type of axe that would be just like a manufacturing line axe, a cheap axe of the day. It'd pound it out and just send it on its way. Compared to making one full piece, they just have this and make it strong. Now I have 2 other axes. These 2 are a little bit different. They're modern. The M48 series tomahawk and double-headed axe. This one's great for garden work. It's strong, it's heavy, it's durable, but I really could never use it in a battle situation. I don't think it's fit for it. Maybe if the handle was longer, then I could get a nice, long and heavy axe head to hit with. But with this, it's just not balanced correctly, at least in my opinion. I don't like it. But this would have to be the axe I think is most suitable for battle. You have the nice pick at the end, so if someone is wearing a helmet, or let's say in old days like plate armor, you can strike and you can puncture the helmet, you can puncture the breastplate, and have no problem. It also has a nice thick head like the first one, but it also has a beard. So I can still hook, but still have that same hitting power, that same focus point of energy as a small orc axe. That's the main difference between those two. In my opinion, this has a smaller head. So the force behind it will hit and it'll be focused all into the smaller head. While this one has a longer range of contact. So when you hit with this one, the energy will be spread out throughout the axe head much farther. So this one's not going to pack as much of a punch, but it's lighter, I can throw it much easier, and it's better for hooking. Now, how do you use an axe? This is another subject which I've had arguments with. Most people who aren't familiar with axes just think you just bang against something. Bang it, bang it, bang it until the axe head breaks or he makes it through the armor. That there's no single way that you could use an axe other than an orc. Like someone would use this axe and just no talent, no skill whatsoever. Now, I was watching a Russian, Dmitry, I'll put a link down below, and I found his videos very enlightening and also gave me my own ideas. He prefers to have his hand out in front of him like this to grapple, to spar, and use this to attack. His hand is his major weapon for the most part. This is just a killing blow. At least in my opinion, that's my interpretation. If so, I would love to hear from you. Now, I prefer to keep the axe in front of me at all times, because this leaves a lot of body open for attack, and I don't have nearly enough weapon to play defense with it. But with this, I have a little bit more defense. I can still reach all of my body and defend. And personally, this is just from my boxing and Muay Thai experience, which isn't a lot, but it's still there. I always prefer to keep my body like this. Make my body as small as a target as possible. I've seen people who like to do this, but I always think this is better. That's my opinion. If you have an argument for this rather than this, I would love to hear it. But for the most part, I have my feet in an L shape, like a saber stance, and I attack with quick movements like that. I think this would probably be an effective way of using an axe. I haven't seen many documents showing how axes were used historically. If you have any, please down below. But I've watched many people use axes, and I've used axes in work myself. So a nice overhead should keep the axe moving, though this also leaves you open. So if you're not that strong or that fast, this leaves your body completely open for attack. And I think a way to fix that is to go down and up. This way, the light axe, which I prefer, you can go down, up, and protect and attack at the same time. Another way to use an axe is punching with it. When you get nice and close, you can move your axe down and your hand up and make it a nice melee weapon. This is one thing it has over the sword, in my opinion. For most swords, you can take your hand and put it on the sword blade and do this type of movement, or turn around and hit with a pommel. But for the most part, the sword only has one length. It only has one way to use it properly, which is on your handle with the blade pointed at the enemy, or other things. But you can't really change the distance as much as an axe. If we get in close, the guy with a broadsword can't put his hand up and start fighting like this, while I can, so I can control the fight better in close than he can. Or if I need mid-range and I have a shield, or just like this, I can still use medium range, move in, and attack like this. So, if I have not made this clear enough, or you think I've made some mistakes, or you'd like to add anything, please comment down below in the sections, give me a message me, like me on Facebook, talk to me about it. I would love to hear it. I love axes, and I want more people to talk about them. And not just in the fantasy way. I want people to actually think about it in the martial arts type of sense. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.